and these are supposed to be pretty accurate for just working off vibration. And as you can see, I bent my foot brake in, and now you can see how this stuff's just kind of loosely hanging in here. China bike has a lot of features that surpass the Kawasaki. Howdy everyone, I got a couple little things I'm going to do to the Kayo today in this video. First and foremost is get an hour meter on this thing. This guy, like most of your average dirt bikes, does not come with an hour meter. I want to be able to keep track of how many hours I have for servicing and stuff, so we're going to install an hour meter on this. I just got this little, what is it, an iMoto minder. This is a vibration style hour meter, so it doesn't have any kind of cables or anything we hook up. We simply, I believe, just zip tie this fast anywhere on the bike and it'll work. And these are supposed to be pretty accurate for just working off vibration. Now, a couple things we got to watch with these. If you transport this, you got to make sure to activate the lockout mode on this, or else it'll register the vibrations from transporting it as it actually being running in hours. But this has a way to lock that out so you don't do that. So that's item number one on this. Item number two, although I don't have it on camera, I did already take a little spill with this guy. I laid it over. Right now outside we have about a thin layer of mud and frozen stuff underneath. And when I got this home, I never thought to check the tire pressure, and they were way over inflated for the conditions. And of course they just scooted out from under me. It wasn't real fast or anything, but I did lay it over. And it's pretty much unhurt except for a little scuff right there on the decal. And as you can see, I bent my foot brake in. So we're gonna pop that out a little bit. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but even with this popped out where it should be, it's awful close to the side of the case here. So I'm going to try, I think we'll just pop this off. Give her a little, I probably could do it actually in place, just bend this out a little bit, make it a little easier to get your foot on there, especially once I get a good pair of riding boots, which I'm going to get here rather directly. It's going to be hard to reach us. Dan said when he took us for a ride the other day with his riding boots on, he couldn't reach it at all. So we're going to bend that out a little bit and fix my whoops from tipping it and laying it on its side. And also, in preparation of getting a good set of riding boots, I'm going to take my shifter here, take it off and spin it up a little bit, because right now you have to take your foot under it to lift up, and this has a very short throw, so it should be easy to take this off and raise it up a little bit so that when I get riding boots I don't have to bend so far, because riding boots kind of immobilize your ankles a little bit to protect them, to keep you from breaking them, so you don't have as much down movement as I can with like work boots like I've been wearing to ride this. So we're going to raise it up a little bit. And then one final thing we're going to do, actually I got two more, but one major thing we're going to do is, I didn't even notice this, but now that I have, it drives me crazy. For whatever reason, the brake cable was run in front of our headlight plastics. Now the dealer should have caught that and put it on the right side. I don't know if they installed this or what, but that's something they should have caught. However, I can't yell at them because I didn't even notice this till after I had already got it home and been riding it for a while. So if I didn't catch it, I can't blame them for not catching it, although they should have. But anyway, it's just, I'm just gonna have to loosen these two bolts here and run this underneath so that it's not just sticking out front there. And then one final modification for today, we'll just save it for the end, and it's going to be the best modification I can do to this right now by far. Oh, this shouldn't take much more than loosening these nuts here. I do think that it's really nice that these Kayo, oh, you can't even see, my head's cut off. I do think it's real nice that these Kayos come with a headlight right straight from the factory. I was looking at and did almost get a Kawasaki KLX 140. Almost pulled the trigger on that. I'm glad I didn't, because then I looked at these, and believe it or not, this cheap China bike has a lot of features that surpass the Kawasaki. I'm not gonna be able to stretch that. Same with this. It should have been on this side. I wonder if I should go ahead and take this light clear off and tidy up some wires back in here, because they're just kind of loose haphazardly, so I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and pull this light clear off. Yeah, just fix those wires and stuff, clean stuff up a little bit. And while we're on the subject of lights, this guy does have a nice bright LED light. I mean, it's bright, so that's awesome. Not that I'm probably going to do much night riding on this, but having a nice bright LED light from the factory is a nice feature for a dirt bike. Now you pulled the headlight off. It's easy, 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts, and now you can see how this stuff's just kind of loosely hanging in here. I'm gonna take and maybe zip tie this stuff up a little nicer so it doesn't go anywhere. And while I'm here, I'm gonna go ahead and pull these connectors and dialect grease them, because you know me, I like the good old dialect grease stuff. And since we're here, we're gonna do it. All right, that's a lot better. I just simply did a couple zip ties to kind of tie all them wires together, and that is a lot nicer and cleaner, and it'll keep them from flopping around. I think while we have the headlight off, we'll go ahead and mount that hour meter, because I want to see if it mounts right here next to our switch. That's a good place. It'd be kind of protected with our headlight bezel, but yet easily readable. Alright, so this guy actually has a little 3M double-sided sticky tape, which we'll use to get the right position. But then I think I will go ahead, and this has slots through it for zip ties. We'll put zip ties around it to be on the safe side. So I think I've got a location. This will be here. Hour meter there. I think that'll work. Let's go ahead and stick this to the hour meter first so we can make sure it's lined up on there. Luckily I haven't rode this enough to get it all dirty and filthy, so it doesn't need really wiped down or scrubbed. Now let's put this right there. Alrighty. Get a couple small zip ties on there for some extra security. Well, that's stuck good, but we're gonna play it safe. Put a couple zip ties on there. We'll put the headlight back on, and I'll show you real quickly how this guy works. If I can figure it out, but hopefully I can. Easy enough. One zip tie. Smaller zip ties would work better. These guys here are almost too big, but they go through kind of diagonally here through the slot. But this slot was definitely designed for slightly smaller zip ties. Beautiful. Yep, that ain't going anywhere. I get the headlight back on there, it'll be somewhat protected. And we may have to adjust that back if our headlight is pointed too low, though I think there is an adjustment screw down here for some fine tuning, so that's probably fine. But yeah, there, that hour meter now is right front and center, where you can see it and get to the buttons to unlock and lock it. Which I better read the instructions and figure out how to do that. There you go, you can see that, and I got my cables tucked in under this, so it looks a lot neater than having that cable run the whole way down the front there. This is probably more how it should be. There we go. So, to unlock our hour meter from transportation mode, first press and hold the S button, and then hold the M button at the same time. There we go. Now you can see you got your hour meter up there, and there are 3 separate hour meters on this. You've got your overall, and then you got job 1, 2, and okay, so you got the total overall hours, which it cannot be set, and then you have job 1 and job 2, which is kind of like a trip meter, so you can set this so you can know how many hours between your last service or how many hours you rode for that day. So that's good. So let's start this up, and to know that it's working, the hourglass right here symbol should flash. Oh, get back here. Should flash on the display. Now this has a high and low vibration sensitivity, so we may have to adjust that up. According to the instructions, it is set to low by default. Alright, so the hourglass is flashing. That means it picks it up even at low level, even at idle. And that's all there is to installing that hour meter. Simple, fast, and like I said, that can be mounted pretty much anywhere on the bike. Not too shabby. All right, let's get to fixing my foot brake now. First I'm gonna do, see if I can get a hold of these channel locks. And bend this back out. Yeah, it's coming pretty easy. This is where you kind of see they skimped a little, and why you can get these at the price you do. But you got to make sacrifices somewhere for a budget vehicle, I guess. And that's pretty good. Not too bad. No harm. No big foul. Now, can I get this whole pedal bent out a little bit's the question without breaking it? Oh yeah, that was easy. Okay, that was easy enough. Give that a quick little feel here. Oh yeah, much nicer. Much nicer and easier to get to. All right. All right, let's go on to the shifter. All right, what is that? Oh, it's an Allen. Is it an Allen or is it a Torx? Nope, it's an Allen. Okay. Let's try a 5. Did I get it in the first try? Nope, it's smaller than that. Not by much. All right, I grabbed the 5 here because I forgot my T-handles. Ah, it is a 5. See? H5. I forgot the T-handles. I have a 5 and a 5.5, but they're both actually 5.5. Harbor Freighties, I got 2 of the same, but that is actually a 5. Okay, so I was right. I won't go crazy with this until I get my riding boots, because I don't want to get used to it being one spot and then have to change it and move it to a different spot when I get riding boots. But let's take this out. So we'll go maybe right there. Well, that's going to be a hair too much, I think. Let's go back down. Can we go back down 1 tooth? That should be. Boy, I'd like to go up a little bit more. And that's gonna hit. But just barely, and I think that's where I want her. So there, that should have me all fixed up. It's gonna scuff and hit right here a little bit. I'm not worried about that whatsoever. But hopefully I can get riding boots when I get those under there a lot easier. Yeah, that's a lot less. Because before I had to go way down, hook and come up. Where here, I can just go boop, boop. Yeah, perfect. All right, so we got the hour meter on. We've got the wires a little cleaned up in there. We've got the foot brake fixed. We've got the shift lever adjust it up to make room for when I get riding boots. There's only one more mod left to do today, but it's probably the most important one. Oh yeah! Guaranteed 3.5 extra ponies right there with that sticker. Definitely worth the upgrade. Alright, so they're just a quick little upgrades and repairs to the Kayo 230. So far, I'm really enjoying this bike. I've only got maybe 5 hours on it, maybe an hour ride time. But I have no complaints whatsoever besides a few little nitpicky things. And of course, once I get some more hours on this guy, I will do a full review. So I hope you guys are excited to see some dirt bike content from me finally, and not just seeing Dan and Seth out there ripping around. I'll be able to join in a little bit. We are going to hit some riding parks. Rock Run has a ton of single track we're going to hit. Mountain Ridge has a bunch of single track we're going to hit. Mountain Ridge has actually asked me a time or two if I have a dirt bike. They'd like me to cover and do a video on all their single tracks, so we're definitely going to do that sometime this year. And my hat's crooked. I hate crooked hat. It looks so funny on camera. But yeah, right now my impressions, if you guys are looking for a budget dirt bike to get into dirt biking, whether you're 12 or almost 40 like I am, definitely check out Kayos. For the money, so far, they're hard to beat. They're kind of like the CF Motos of the dirt bike world. So if you have a Kayo dirt bike or one of their many youth four-wheelers, let me know in the comments below how you like it, problems you've had with it. But other than that, keep on riding, and thanks for watching.